Hey, Mrparka here to review one that was sent over to me by Ellen at the Layer of Terror. This is called BB. It follows the story of a cam girl who's stalked by an ex-war vet who is completely insane. Yeah. This is the second feature from the director CJ Wallis. I'm not familiar with this work. This is the first time I actually seen any of his films. Essentially, Leah, she's down on it. She needs some money to help her girlfriend out, so she starts doing cam videos. Creeper picks her up, and it's basically a cut between her doing cam videos and our entitled kind of crazy guy who has awful relationships with women going back and forth, and he's basically telling her how much he's going to treat her right and whatnot. And basically the whole movie's a build up to these two kind of stories going on, and you just know exactly where it's going. Our lead character is actually fairly likable. I enjoyed her. She has some layers that makes her interesting. She's not a perfect person, and she has some anger issues, but she's not a complete idiot, and she's not helpless, which I really enjoyed seeing. The lead kind of baddie, I'll say, is very, very annoying, but that's intentional. He's definitely follows that kind of entitled kind of presence where he thinks he's entitled to a person because he was nice to them and whatnot. And he's completely delusional. Add in the fact that he was a war vet kind of makes it a little bit scary and maybe definitely a little grounded, I guess. Not to say that all war vets are crazy sex starved maniacs or anything like that, but this guy, that's what he is. It kind of reminded me of movies like Creeper, Lucky Bastard, or Girl House, if anybody's familiar with those. It definitely is different. What the movie does well is you're waiting for something to happen the entire movie. A lot of times you're waiting for the suspenseful things. And so if you see a stranger in the background, you fear for her, basically, even though you know that's not the stranger. Or if you see a car get too close to her, you're anticipating action. It does that fairly well, but the film, it does have a lot of build up, and the last 20 minutes or so is when the action happens. I enjoyed the lead character. I enjoyed her. Like I said, she's not helpless, and she fights off the guy. I enjoy that kind of aspect to it. The baddie was definitely insane and very annoying and seemed fairly realistic and has this kind of attitude that a lot of people seem to still have, where they're entitled to sex because they're nice to someone, which is wretched to think. But yeah, that's the interesting elements in the movie, actually. And besides that, there's not exactly that deep into the story. There's a relationship with the two girls, which I thought was pretty decent at first. I liked the lesbian relationship that's kind of played like realistic, and it didn't. Although it was nudity filled and sex scenes, it didn't seem as exploitative as it should. In fact, the whole movie doesn't seem as exploitative as it should by the plot with cam girls and lesbians and whatnot. You would think that with all that kind of stuff in the movie, you'd be like, oh, this is going to be a huge exploitation piece. And although it does have its share of nudity, it doesn't come off super as sleazy as it should just by the title. I meant the description. The movie has, like I said, it doesn't. The soundtrack, I wasn't a huge fan of. I would prefer more strong, like mostly score and a couple songs here and there. It uses a lot of kind of dance songs and hip hop things like that. All in all, I thought the movie was fairly decent. I thought the lead was good choice, good actress, good character. I thought the movie's basically driven by two main characters, and I thought that they did a decent job. I didn't love to hate. I actually hated the one, and I enjoyed the other character. So if BB sounds like it's something up your alley, I would think maybe Lucky Bastard or, like I said, Creeper, Girl House, that kind of idea. And it's definitely technology horror, I guess, nowadays, considering the fact that anybody can spy on you, anybody can see you, and the whole cam girl world is something that's kind of being explored in horror films now. So that's kind of a cool idea as well. But I'm Mrparka. All the information you will need to know will be below. I believe it has had like a digital release, but I'm not sure if there's a hard copy release out there yet. Yeah, have a good one.
Hey, it's Alina. I'll be in Romania for the next little while. Just leave me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I know you'll probably think I'm crazy, but she's an online cam girl. Her name is Candy, and it's not the way I would have liked to have introduced myself. I mean, she still doesn't see my face or anything like that, but you don't grab anybody that I love or care for like that. Hopefully the next time I do one of these, she won't be doing that other cam stuff. She'll be doing videos with me. because after all, she's meant to be with me, right?